Alright folks, welcome back. So before we start, there are some crucial news about black market from the Russian server. So currently it's about 9:30 in the morning, but during their server restart about 2 hours ago, they got a rollback with a micro patch. And in that micro patch, they rolled back the actual selling price of the vehicles, the Kulin, and the T-22 medium tank, the SR or CP or whatever. But they changed that before 1.12 rolled out last week, but they changed it back with a rollback in the micro patch. So are these two vehicles the actual red herrings, the misdirections for black market? That's interesting. So they changed the price again. So originally you can sell the vehicle for that much credits, back to 1,000 credits if you sell it. So basically this was the placeholder value for testing vehicles or hidden vehicles. But now they changed it back to hidden status, if you will. Alright, so I'm thinking these two vehicles are the actual misdirections or traps placed by Wargaming to throw off the leakers or the data miners. But let's get to the T-22 medium tank just in case. So I always wanted to do one just in case, but highly doubted that it's going to be on sale for credits, especially the stigma of a cheater vehicle for Rampage mode about like 5 years ago or something. So Rampage mode was like the original smaller expedition, if you will. So it's like a 7 versus 7 or something like that, capture the flag. But yeah, that was the first mini game with personal missions, and just after the actual personal missions for the Object 260. So the 260 was effective. They did a smaller version for the T-22 medium tank. It did not go out so well because nobody played it, and even if you played it, you need to have excellent conditions to complete the missions. So basically clan members or any other practically staged team members will obviously farm the vehicle, and everybody who cheats gets one. So it has a big stigma. It got nerf hammered to crap. They actually buffed it for some reason in patch 1.12. So nobody expected it, but now they roll back the actual value of the price if you sell it. So basically put it back to hidden status or placeholder status. But let's take a look. So it has a crew of 4. Obviously it's a special tier 10. Will fit your crew members from Object 140s or T-62As, yada yada, or T-54s. But it has a 100mm, similar to all Russian mediums at tier 10. Firepower wise, they buffed it to 2600 DPM. So still not as crazy as a 140 or 62A, but it's on par with like 430Us in a sense. Alright, but 2 seconds aim time, 0.36 accuracy, it's okay. Let's see if I can pull up the dispersion. So give me a sec. So let's take a look at dispersion of this vehicle. T-22 medium tank. It's okay. It's not that great. It's not that bad. It's average. 0.112 while moving and traversing, so it's okay. Average. Terrain resistance, average too. So with the high horsepower per ton ratio of 20, that's actually pretty good. So have 50 rounds, and those are the actual hidden, mostly from the server stats. But let's take a look at the power. So traversal turret, average for a medium tank, but 5 degrees gun depression, 16 elevation, so still pretty decent. High explosive anti-tank rounds should be, let's see, should be high explosive AT. Yep, 330mm of pin and 50 for the high explosive. Alright, but yeah, Russian gun, slightly less DPM than a 140 obviously, but still they buffed it. Originally it was like 2400 or 2300, so they buffed it a lot. But survivability is the main feature about this vehicle, especially the sloped side armor into a V-shaped hull, similar to an Object 257 in a case. But yeah, if you side scrape, especially reverse side scrape, it's practically auto bounce. So it's like the 257 in a sense, but in a medium tank, smaller structure and profile, practically. All you have to do is shoot the unsloped pike shape of the hull front or the hull sides-ish, but most noobs just shoot at the side armor, just like, ooh, side armor, shoot that. Auto bounce, especially the lower plate as well. So shoot the lower plate, yeah, it's about 250. Just shoot the upper plate, don't shoot the lower plate. It's sloped backwards into a V shape. So obviously, reverse side scrape is very good. You ignored the actual pike shape hull front, but yeah, a lot of players don't actually see this vehicle very often. I rarely see it, like once per year or something, but yep. Cupola is small, especially for the commander and loader. That's actually non-existent too. Holy crap. So that's a very small cupola. Yeah, that's a very small lip. You could get some from the commander side, but the periscope blocks off the loader side a little bit. Well, then again, this periscope also blocks off the commander side, so very small weak spot for the turret front. So the only way to penetrate this thing is shoot the hull, practically. If you're not given the hull, it's likely auto bounce. Yeah. Unless you shoot the very small strip between the turret and the hull, but that is a very small target. So yeah, armor of this thing is actually pretty good for medium tank. Not counting the object 430U, so this was pre-object 430U. And this thing actually has 20 horsepower per ton ratio. As you saw with the terrain resistance of 0.8 for hard and 0.96 for medium and 1.9 for soft, it's actually pretty good with that horsepower per ton ratio. It will shift. So yeah, traverse is also pretty good for the hull too. Weighs about 36 tons. Maximum is 39, so don't ram stuff, but top speed of 55. You will ramp that up to like 60 with turbocharger. And with that accuracy, you don't need a vertical stabilizer. Not really. 0.12 dispersion is actually pretty decent, so I would put turbocharger, optics, and rammer for this vehicle. It's already pretty good. Concealment, above average. It's a Russian medium, so not as chunky as a Patton, but yeah, it's okay. It's not as obviously stealthy as a Batchat, but it's still good enough. And 400 meters of view range, so always good. But if this vehicle were ever to come out as a Bond vehicle, I would give it like 9 out of 10. Immediate buy for like 15,000 bonds immediately. I would not hesitate. If it was 20,000 bond, not hesitate. 25,000, not hesitate. Still very good. 9 out of 10. But that's because it got recently buffed. So we might see a rollback to the original nerf stats of the original DPM. How much DPM did this thing have prior to 1.12? 2,400. And dispersion. Wait. That's the only thing they changed? I thought the dispersion was always crap. Apparently that's the only DPM that got changed. They all aim time. Looks like the aim time got changed. They buffed the aim time and buffed the DPM. Yeah. 2.3 seconds of aim time is also not that bad, but 2 seconds is obviously a lot better, so that's the red herring. So if this vehicle were to come out with original stats prior to 1.12, I still would give it like 8.5. It's still pretty good. Actually, I thought the dispersion was crap. It got super nerf hammered, but it's been so long since I've seen one, and I thought the original dispersion was godlike. It's like 0.08 or something, similar to a Patton. It has a lot of DPM too back then as well, so obviously, I don't know. It's always the stigma from the prior experience, like this is such a cheater vehicle, this must be terrible if they got nerfed. But actually, after taking a look at the stats now, the original nerf stats is also pretty okay. I mean, compare this to a 430U. Let's see, compared to a 430U. I mean, 430U is like godlike too. Holy crap, I should turn off the dark mode. I can't even see shit. Yeah, it doesn't have as much DPM. Doesn't pack the punch, obviously. Takes longer to aim. Traverse is slower. Worse terrain resistance, but better horsepower per ton ratio. Faster shell velocity. Whoa, really? 1,500 shell velocity. Well, it's a 100mm, but carries only 50 rounds. And obviously, the side armor is obviously better for this vehicle, but the frontal armor on the 430U is a lot better too. So, and the cupola is like insane on the 430U. But this thing has better dispersion while moving and better accuracy. So, it's buffed. Oh. Yeah, if it's buffed, it's actually like a 430U, but revs up faster at the cost of driving through swamps slower, but armor is still just as good. Actually, the 430U has better camo than this thing. Interesting. Well, it's turning slower for the turret, but it's turn faster for the hull. Or turn slower for the hull, turn faster for the turret. Huh. Goes up and down faster with the gun, so moving up and down, but well, yeah, if this vehicle came out today with this stat, 9 out of 10, definitely, no question. It's only the hull, but just hide the hull. Or reverse side scrape. So, I mean, originally, the nerf stats are not that bad, but somehow I'm thinking, after the nerf hammer, it's like crap. It's not that bad too. So, well, there you go, folks. It might not even come out. With a surprise micro patch on the Russian server, it's not even going to come out. So who the hell knows? But yeah, server restart is about 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:20 to 7:30ish for all the servers likely. And when they got the server restart, they got the micro patch, and the micro patch reverted all the cost of selling the Qlin and the T-22 back to the original placeholder stats. So these placeholders are similar to any of the hidden vehicles, such as Object 780 or the 268 version number 5. So all of the placeholder vehicles all have 5 cost gold if you sell it. So, or the like substantially less credits if they sell it. So already mentioned the 780 and the 268 version number 5. What the hell is the 268 version number 5? 26. It's a tank destroyer. Click heavy tank. Duh. 268 version number 5. So all of these two vehicles. Why the hell did I click the Foch? So these vehicles have a placeholder value. They're not available for the public. So these are hidden. That's why they're considered hidden tanks or tested tanks or testing tanks. But they have no value if you actually sell them. If you have one, if you actually sell it, you get like very small amounts of credits or gold. That's why it's called placeholders. So yeah, they reverted it. Reverted the T-22, reverted the Qlin for some reason, but obviously we have more leaks than actual slots for black market currently. So there are going to be at least 2 of them that are going to be red herrings or tricks or traps or whatever. So that's fun from the Russian server. But if we're getting this thing, somehow if like 0.5% that we're actually getting offers or auctions for these things, how much for credits would I pay to get one if I have unlimited amount of credits? I would say, oh shit. I mean, obviously 25 million is not out of the question. You pay 25 million for the Foch 155. Obviously this is better than a Foch 155. So I would say the auction would go up to like 40 mil minimum or something, or at least 30 mil minimum, but this will probably hike it up to 50 mil around there or so. So if it's credits, it's going to be a lot of credits. If it was gold, that's kind of pay to win when you think about it. Just get a bunch of money, like 200 bucks, 500 bucks of gold, and just click the button fast enough, You get a very good vehicle, but I mean, it's not like the end-all be-all of Russian penises. So obviously you could get the 430U. It's still good after the nerf, but it's still a heavy medium, assault heavy medium, with still surprisingly strong cupola, even though it got nerfed, and the upper plate still pretty good, and the turret front. But this thing packs obviously the punch and all the stuff, but I surprisingly do better in the T-62A for some reason, or the Object 140, but that's just me. Play way too aggressive, but there you go, folks. The T-22 SR, originally called the CP on the Russian server, so now it's just the medium, but the stigma is still there. It's a cheater tank. So back then, the devs were not that well experienced with Rampage mode or any of the Expedition mode. They put out a personal mission for the Rampage mode. Obviously, people band together and just basically boosted each other to get the vehicle for nothing, practically. So yeah, it has a stigma with it, but that's why, yeah, fun. I thought they would use some other good excuse for the red herring, like the 780. That's a very good red herring. It's like, ooh, new tank. Psych. Gotcha, bitch. Well, there you go, folks. Somebody did the Photoshop pretty well, so give them props. But right now is the Photoshop image, if I can find it. Is that it? Let me see. There's the Photoshop. Open with photos. There it is. So somebody spent time doing this Photoshop. Unfortunately, did not come true. Unfortunately. Now you have a good wallpaper, I guess, or something. I don't know. But oh, there you go, folks. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. I'll do the Awful Panther next, just in case if the vehicle is on offer. But as for current offer, I practically did a video for all the offers. I did one for the TL1 LPC, did one for the M10 Wolverine RBFM with the actual red herrings and traps, did one for the tortoise, but for the current one, it's the Nimmermurmur. So yeah, I wouldn't bid more than 1,000 gold for this thing, and there are 14,000 of them. So as long as you put more than the original minimum bid of 255, I say like 300, 350-ish, a little bit more than 350 or about 400, you should be good getting one. Should be. I mean, there are some people who are crazy about it. The skin is actually okay, in my honest opinion. It's not crazy, but it's workable. It's not a clown fiesta of a skin. So I go with 515 since I have an odd number of gold. But that's just me. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.